In this video, we'll be talking about entering scores and times and calculating results. Rodeo Producer offers the ability to manage three competition types: rodeo competitions, barrel racing competitions, and team roping competitions. Your account will have been set to a primary competition event type, either rodeo, barrel racing, or team roping. You can manage all event types with a simple click of a button to switch the event type. For your members, they will be able to view whatever competitions and events you have set up, as well as enter the various event types from the entry form. The event type option buttons are available on all admin pages where switching event types is available. So we will go to Start, and we're already logged into our Demo Rodeo Association. Now we will go Results, enter results. The March Rodeo was already in use, so it's already selected. We would then now select an event and begin to enter scores and times. We will choose bull riding here. Now, when you are entering scores and times, if the competitor does not record a score or does not complete their ride, then you can just leave it blank. If they have an out, then you simply select the out and not enter anything in the score. So we will leave one of these as an out. We will enter in some scores for bull riding here. And you can enter a score or a time up to 3 decimal places. Now in a rough stock event, you typically won't need that many. Some associations may give half scores, while some require it to be rounded to a whole number. So once you have entered the scores, then we will submit the results, and it will use the payout formulas and points formulas that we have set elsewhere in the system and calculate the results, which will show up over here. So here we have a message that scores times have been updated for bull riding. When we began entering the scores, this table was ordered by the performance and the order. So it would have been 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, followed by 2-1, etc. Once we have entered the results and submitted for the calculations, it will now show it in placement order. So here we have the winnings and the points. And this organization has a maximum of 15 points for first place, and then it decrements by 2. So that's why you're seeing 15, 13, 11, 9. And the payout in this case was paid out to the top 3. The points went to the top 5. The points were set to go to all who completed a ride. Obviously, with a vet met out, this competitor did not receive any money or points. This is what a typical one-go standard rodeo would look like, even with 2 performances. So all of the competitors are lumped into one group when calculating the results. This happens to be a rough stock event, so it is ranked from top score to bottom score. Let's have a look at another event here. Let's go to pole bending, which will give us a look at an event which would be set up by time. So same thing applies here. In this case, though, we have in pole bending the ability to incur penalties, so we have a box for that. It would be the same thing with the outs, and here we are entering times instead of scores. So we'll put in some times, and in this one we'll include a 5-second penalty. So we have our times entered, and then we will click our Submit Results button, and it will tell us that the scores times have been updated for pole bending, and it will work through those payout formulas, awarding dollars and points, and all the way through all of the competitors receiving points. Here we see this person with a gross time and a penalty time, and so their net time is the 2 combined, which puts them in last place. Now for a quick look at a team event, We'll go to Open Team Roping, and the display is just a little bit different, similar but different in that the name column now includes both members of the team, but of course there will be one time only for the team. And here we'll just say that this team had a miss, so we put in 0. And once all the times are entered, we can hit Submit Results. So again, we receive the message that scores and times have been updated. And we see in a timed event like team roping that the payouts and points are based on the least time followed in order, and the miss here would not receive any dollars or points. And the calculations again are based on calculations that will match your rulebook settings. If you have other rules, such as every competitor receives a participation point or receives 5 participation points or some other rules like that, those can be worked into the settings as well. So that is the typical look for a one-go rodeo or a standard rodeo, yeah, even with several performances here. What we'll do now is we'll have a look at a two-go plus average and the entry for that, which of course will look a little bit different. So we're going to go to our April rodeo, and we're going to start where we started before, and we'll go to bull riding. Now, one thing that we'll see is different here is that there's an option here to calculate the average. So we have this turned off. The reason we have this turned off is some organizations will enter all their scores for Go 1, calculate the results, and then they will post those results. They will show them as official. And if we had calculated the average, it would appear as if there is money won in Go 1 as well as in the average. And we want to avoid those kinds of questions and confusion. And so we can simply turn this off, and then we would turn it on again as we're completing Go 2. So we do have in the outs, we have the ability to put in an out for Go 1 or Go 2 or both. We have a score, which is for Go 1. We have another score, which is for Go 2. And we have the money and points calculations for 1, for 2, and for the average. The average, of course, will calculate on its own based on our entries here. So we'll just add some scores. And once we've added the scores, we will submit. You can also add a score and submit, add a score and submit, add a score and submit as you go if you wish. What that will do is it will display the scores on the public side as well, but it will not show the dollars. The dollars will only show on the public side or the member side once you have turned on the option to display the results on the public side. We will now take a look at entering the results for a two-go plus average rodeo. So obviously the display will be a little bit different. We have a column here, score, and another column for score. This is a bull riding event, and this is in a two-go plus rodeo. Now in our two-go rodeo, we will have the display here will look a little bit different. We have the competitors sorted by the go order. So we have not entered any scores yet. So we start on Go 1 and run order of 1, followed by 2, 3, 4, and 5. We can view this ordered by Go 2 if we wish. So we click this, and now it'll be Go 2, 1, Go 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as we have not entered any scores yet, we'll stick with Go 1. We can set the outs by goes as well. So if a competitor completes their ride in Go 1 but not Go 2, we can set that out according to the goes, or if they happen to be missing out, let's say on both, then we would set both. So next we have the score columns and the money and points column. So this is Go 1, this is Go 2, and then this is the average. Up here we have calculate average turned to no. So that will allow us to enter scores and post the results live on the member side if we wish, which will avoid displaying any dollars or points for average after the first go to avoid confusion, to avoid questions. So we'll just enter some scores in here now. So once we have the scores entered for Go 1, we can click Submit Results. You can also enter the score and submit results, and then enter the next score and submit results. So it's all a matter of how you wish to process this. If you have display results turned on the member side, then as you submit these scores, it will calculate and recalculate and recalculate every time you submit results. So we'll just submit the results here. And first it will show us that it was calculating payouts. It's going to give us a summary of the entry fees, the admin fee percentage, what the net purse is, number of entrants, and the format. And it's going to tell us that for Go 1, here's the purse. It's going to pay out points, actually in this case, to 5 placings, and the payout percentages as set by, as we have set in the settings, set payouts and placings, is going to pay 60% to first place, 40% to second place, and first place points will be 10. We do have a note here saying the average calculation is turned off. So we'll just scroll down to the calculations here. And so here we have the payout of the 60% and the 40%, and points of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Now this is different than how we had the points set for the standard rodeo, which you can do in your settings. So depending on your format, depending on your rodeo, you can have different points calculations. So that's Go 1. You see the points, dollars and points shown here. You'll also see the total money and total points shown over in these columns. Let's now enter the scores for Go 2. And the number of decimal places that you enter here, you can enter this as 68, which would be a normal way to enter a bull riding score. If your organization also allows half points, you can set it that way. Perhaps it's an average of several judges. So for now, we'll just show this as this. It defaults to 3 decimal places, but we'll obviously treat this as a 61. So we will submit this score. We have calculate average still turned off, and it will give us our summary, our information on Go 2. Now for this rodeo format, we have it set so that it pays 30% of the purse to Go 1, 30% of the purse to Go 2, and 40% of the purse to the average. So when we turn on the calculate average in just a moment here, we will see how that works. So now we have the money and points from Go 1, money and points from Go 2, and here we have someone who did not receive any money in Go 1, they did in Go 2, and so the totals reflect that over here. We will now set calculate average to yes, and note that when you do this, this is a setting which is rodeo wide. This is not specific to this event. So it will turn calculate average on for all of your events in this rodeo. So that is now set. We will now need to submit the results to calculate the payout for the average. And here we see averages are calculated and payouts are in place. So again, using the 60-40, but at a higher amount. The net purse allocated to the average was 40%, while it was 30% for the goes. So we will see an amount which is slightly higher. And we had set this so that the average was going to pay out first place of 20 and then decrement by 2, just to show off some of the features here. So we see that this member is paid for the average, this member is paid for the average, and the total money and total points is now reflective of Go 1, Go 2, plus the average. One thing that we do want to stress is that In order for your payouts to work correctly, your payout formulas in set payouts and placings must be configured properly. Otherwise, you will get incorrect calculations. And one of the things that we do as Rodeo producer is we help you with that part. We want to make sure that we work with you on that to get that correct because you're dealing with money and points, which have an impact on standings. We want to make sure that those are set correctly to reduce the stress. And this is something that we strongly encourage to be checked through with a test rodeo prior to your season starting that checks your different rodeo formats, your different event types, and goes through and confirms that your payout formulas and points formulas are correct. So that's part of our onboarding process, and we do that as a free service. It will reduce the amount of stress, and if there are problems, we will find out about those problems on a weekday as opposed to on a Saturday afternoon when your numbers are wrong and then panic sets in. And then there's a lot of stress, and we think we can avoid that with a little bit of preparation.